Hi, welcome to BXC Capital's Apple Incorporated case study. During a review of equity portfolio, BXC Capital decided to focus on their key holding of Apple. Apple stock has underperformed lately, and it was decided that further analysis is needed. BXC needs to determine whether they should trim their position, continue to hold, or treat the weakness as an opportunity.
So firstly, we're gonna talk about criteria overview. Then we're gonna talk specifically on manufacturing process and capacity management, logistics, quality management, triple bottom line, and finally analysis and final recommendation.
Going over the criteria, we're going to be talking about the manufacturing process and capacity management, managing capital investment and production. Then logistics, how Apple gets their products to the people that want them. Quality management, Apple's effectiveness managing their cost of quality. Triple bottom line, strategy on how to be good corporate citizen. So moving over to manufacturing process and capacity management, when Tim Cook took over in 2011, he had large plans for Apple's methods on controlling supply and demand within its company. To help decrease costs, Apple was able to control most of its distributors by forcing them to compete for Apple's business, going from over 100 suppliers to only around 24, eventually taking over a large portion of the suppliers' business and almost forcing them to larger discounts, leading to some manufacturers to even turn them away. With the factories themselves, Apple chose to purchase equipment for the manufacturers in exchange for them to assure hitting deadlines, no matter the scenario. In one instance, the Apple design team made last-minute changes, forcing their factory in China to have 8,000 employees immediately begin working 12-hour shifts. Strategically, when Apple bought all of its equipment, this forced many other manufacturers to delay work for competitors of Apple, causing wait times from 6 weeks to even 6 months. This high control in manufacturing allowed Apple to reduce their cost of production and spend more time into research and development, and their spendings grew over $2.2 billion from 2011 to 2013. Cook's overall goal was to eliminate waste within the company when it comes to inventory, having such ideas as inventory is fundamentally evil. You want to treat it like dairy products. If it gets past its freshness date, you have a problem. By this, Cook is meaning that Apple's holding onto its inventory for too long could have a spoiling effect, becoming outdated and even behind on its competitors. Cook's plan was to eliminate this by having quick turnover and low stocking costs, creating the iPhone's life cycle to last around a year. With the heavy investment into R&D, that was stated earlier, this allowed Apple to roll out new tech every year without fail. Apple's incredibly low turnover time, hitting an all-time industry low of 10 days in 2018. With these lowered costs, lowered inventory turnover, and a substantial amount of money being spent into R&D, Apple was able to eliminate 10 of their 19 warehouses to even lower stocking. Cook's main plan went off well, setting Apple up for the future, giving them full control over manufacturing, inventory, and forecasting, as well as competing in technological advancements. Next is logistics.
Firstly, we're gonna talk about how Apple speed up the supply chain. Apple's logistic team came up with ideas to improve the supply management capability alongside customer satisfaction. In 1998, Apple invested in expensive air freight to make sure their products got delivered fast and on time for holiday sales rush. This innovation not only saved Apple's money, improved their customer service, but also shut down rivals. And in 2001, Apple started to ship their products directly to customers from their manufacturing facility in China to save time and money for the whole shipping process. The company also has a reverse logistics system. Apple created a convenient online system for warranty claims, trade-ins, and recycle programs. Customers can ship their devices with provided labels and packages. This system minimized the numbers of calls and wait time and errors that could have occurred during the process. Apple has a huge improvement in shipping and delivery. Apple provides various options for online purchase, such as standard delivery, express delivery, or in-store pickup for customer most convenience. In 2020, Apple started shipping orders from their retail store to speed up local delivery. When ordering online for an in-stock item, customers have the options of free next day delivery or 2 days delivery. And if customers are willing to pay a little extra, they can have their product delivered to their home within 2 hours of the same day. This is a big step in Apple's logistic innovation that makes them stand out from their competitors. And that's the logistic. Now we can move on to quality management.
So millions and millions of consumers have been investing in Apple products for a long time. And in the recent years, there have been actually many different quality failures and malfunctions in Apple products has been very upsetting to millions of consumers. First, we have the 2014 iPhone 6 Bendgate, where the chassis of the phone actually was being bent for many consumers who had it in their back pockets. And in 2018, Apple confirmed that they were aware of this malfunction in production. Moving on, in the iPhone X, there were displays that were unresponsive to touch, rendering the phones basically useless for many consumers who need their device on a daily basis and from hour to hour to complete functions they need throughout the day. Also, in the 2017 and 2018 MacBook Pro models, some models were experiencing data loss and storage failure, or Apple issued a fix for select models that were experiencing this. Also, in various iPhone models, batteries were beginning to age and decrease in capacity with different software updates, which many consumers have become upset at Apple for because they don't feel like they can use their phone as well as they could when they first bought it, which also has to do with many consumers believing that Apple is making their products worse for customers once new technology is being released. Also, in the MacBook Pro models with the butterfly keyboard, they were malfunctioning and having sticky keys, basically making the keyboards very inconvenient for consumers who have a lot of typing that they have to do. And because of all these different issues, just to name a few that Apple has had with their key products throughout time, it really makes consumers wonder whether they can trust Apple or not to give them quality in the products that they're buying and spending money on. So the cause for this is because in their supply chain, Apple uses third-party outsourcing companies in Asia to lower their operating costs. And because they're outsourcing, this has resulted in a loss of control due to the distance from Apple and these companies, meaning that they aren't able to see what's going on and aren't able to control quality going on in this production. Because of this distance and loss of control, there is also reduced flexibility to be able to make the necessary changes to fix these issues because it's so far away. So next we are going to talk about triple bottom line.
Right. So Apple does not pursue a strict triple bottom line strategy, one that balances people, planet, and profit. However, they do utilize a robust corporate social responsibility program that focuses on similar issues, such as environmental concerns and social issues. Some of the features of this corporate social responsibility program are a goal of total carbon neutrality by 2030, which they are well on their way of accomplishing, and a variety of programs targeting racial and social justice issues that include donations to criminal justice organizations and partnering with diverse businesses across the country. Additionally, they have a supplier accountability program that requires safe working spaces for supplier employees as well as reasonable working hours. And they offer opportunities for educational and career advancement for supplier employees. So these are definitely focusing on certain triple bottom line issues. However, while robust, the CSR strategy does not emphasize the importance of people and planet compared to profit. A good example of a triple bottom line strategy is Samsung's Sustainable Development Innovator Strategy. This balances society with win-win partnerships with various stakeholders, the environment through eco-value creation, and the economy through sustainable growth to develop a more harmonious growth business model. And that just emphasizes Samsung's triple bottom line strategy. And a final issue that Apple faces is that of e-waste. And this is very much baked into their business model. As Apple releases a continuous stream of new products, it encourages individuals to dispose of old devices as they constantly keep upgrading. And these old devices tend to get thrown out in the trash and contribute to some 7 million metric tons of e-waste produced annually. And much of that is actually toxic. So if this issue isn't contained, it could actually undermine Apple's environmental efforts to reach carbon neutrality and sustainability. So with that, we've done our analysis of our criteria. And now it's time to look at our recommendation. So, looking at each one of our criteria, the strength of Apple's manufacturing capacity management processes, as well as logistics, are definitely a hold. These are two areas that give Apple a clear competitive advantage compared to its peers. However, there are some clear quality management issues, consistent quality failures that expose Apple to a lot of a risk of external failure costs. And additionally, while they do have a robust CSR program, they don't quite have the same commitment as a triple bottom line strategy. So our final recommendation is to continue to hold Apple stock based on that strength of their manufacturing process and their logistics program, and continue to monitor quality management and their triple bottom line sustainability strategies. And if they improve those areas, we can upgrade to a buy.
Thank you.